Hello folks, Anime Brian here, returning for another upload. In my last video, I mentioned that the reason why I hadn't done Let's Plays is, aside from the whole computer hell that I went through, I was working on some projects. Originally, I was working on my own Super Mario Bros. X episode, and then while working on that, I ended up getting sidetracked by this Dragon Quest remake that someone made, and it disappointed me, and I'm like, well, I've been wanting to do a remake of this game myself. And so I got the idea to just, hey, look, I have MV, let's see if I can pull it together. And so what I said I was going to do was I was going to show like a preview video of the progress I've made so far. I wasn't really planning on making a demo. Because the game is, is relatively short, so it's like, it shouldn't take that long to actually complete. But anyway, I just recently came up with a title screen. It's a bit bland, no real fancy background, but I got the logo up from the SNES version with the Overture theme going on and everything. I guess I could turn it up a bit. And let's see, and it doesn't have adventure logs like the original does. Using typical RPG Maker MV styled stuff. Like you can choose to enter your name. And of course I'm just going to put my name. I basically got functionality going as far as monsters and their regions. Stat scaling for the main character, the abilities, monster stats, everything. The only thing I haven't done is the experience scale regarding that. Also, NPCs aren't fully functional. Like, for example, the king doesn't say anything to you. This is a Debug Chest. If I open this, I level up to level 30. And I get like 99 of like all the consumable items and one of every key item except for the rainbow drop. As you can see above in the screen, there's a gold map window thanks to Yamfly's plugin, because gold is such a huge thing in the game. So it helps that be able to look at it on a constant basis. But I'm not going to open the Debug Chest this time. I'm actually going to play it out as if you were starting your own game. So here we have the 120 gold. There's two keys. I meant to change it to one. That was for debugging purposes too. And a torch. Basically the maps were based on the Super NES version, so I went as close to those as possible. Some of this stuff is still RTP though, like the doors. I'm actually planning on replacing them with like in-game sprites if I can, because there's really large doors that are like 2x2, and there's really nothing like that in the RTP that works that well. There's the herb that's hidden in the jar. Down here's the guy who restores your MP. There's the vault and blah blah blah. I know I have a spare key, because like I said, I put one too many in there for debugging purposes. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to wait until I get to Rumnadar and actually come buy them naturally, because I'm not going to cheat or anything. And so starting off, now, I should mention that when most people play Dragon Quest, there's actually two ways you can go about it. One method is to take the gold you were given and buy yourself a club and some clothes. And then there's the my way of doing it, which is going at it barefisted and just beat the crap out of slimes and drakies until you earn 60 more gold, or extra if you need to go to the inn, and eventually buy a copper sword right off the bat. If you buy a copper sword right off the bat, it gives you a huge leverage, but you gotta wing it out friggin' with fisticuffs and shit. Unfortunately, in this version, I can't really do that because for some reason, the variance in damage doesn't work all that well. It still needs to be perfected. So I have to do the stereotypical thing and buy a club and some clothes. Alright, so go ahead and optimize that stuff. Yes, and there's 2 accessory slots. I might have mentioned this in my previous video, but you get 2 accessory slots, mainly for the dragon scale and fighter ring. However, you are allowed to equip multiples of them. Here I got a warp wing. I'm not going to waste my money on herbs. I'd rather just run to the inn, which costs a mere 3 gold. Face off against a slime, whooped his ass. I want to go where Drackies are, because Drackies give you more bigger bang for your buck. Take on some red slimes, get 4 gold each out of them, but Drackies will give you better though. It'll take me longer to level up because I could not set the experience for level 2 where I should have. Because you only need 7 experience to level up. But the minimum you're able to set the experience for is 10. So once again, I'm still waiting to be able to scale it. And look at that, I almost died. Let's see, 2 hit points. I'm not sure if I can make it without using an herb. Also, you can't use torches outside of dungeons. If you try to, it tells you can't and it refunds it. Because normally it's spent the instant you click on it. Warp wings can take you anywhere now, as long as you've been there before. Basically, it covers Tantagel Castle, Garingham, Cole, Remladar, Hawkness, even though that's an abandoned town, and Cantillon. And yes, I am going by the NES naming conventions. I don't believe in that renaming crap they did with the Game Boy Color. Fuck that shit. Let's see. I guess we can check out Erdrick's Cave, because there's no enemies here. And this will give me a chance to show off the darkness effect. I'm using Galv's visibility range for this. As you can plainly see, there's a little bit of light around you at first. It's enough to see whether there's a wall right next to you or not. I've got this somewhat memorized, but it's probably not recommended to do this like this unless you know where you're going. Even more ironic, if you actually look, there's actually torches on the wall, but they don't generate light. In fact, I might actually be able to navigate this on my own, but I did want to show off how the torch works. See? And now you got a little more light to work with. Now, torches are indefinite, which means once you've lit one up, it doesn't run out on you. Radiant is the same way, with twice the radiance, or twice the visible area. I have yet to find out a way to make it diminish on its own. In fact, and if I can't pull it off, so be it. Oh my. Seems something's a little off here. But whatever, I found the tablet. I am Erdrick, and thou art my descendant. 3 items were needed to reach the Isle of the Demon Lord, which is south of Breckenary. I gathered these items, reached the island, and there defeated a creature of great evil. Now, from the original game script, it does not mention Isle of Demon Lord, it says Isle of Dragons. The only reason why I changed it is because, well, if you're familiar with Dragon Warrior 3, which is the prequel, it wasn't the Isle of Dragons. Because there's no freaking, other than normal fucking fightable dragons, it wasn't for dragons, it was Zoma's island, and he's a demon lord. So I've rechanged the title of it to refer to Demon Lord because it should be referring to Zoma. Anyway, now I've entrusted the 3 items to 3 worthy keepers. Their descendants will protect the items until thy quest leads thee to seek them out. When a new evil arises, find the 3 items, then fight. Now, normally that's where the tablet ends, but I decided to add a bunch of extra shit. Yes, a bunch. The items are the Rain Staff, the Sunstone, which, when the 2 are combined, will form the 3rd item, the Rainbow Drop, which will create a rainbow bridge connecting the Isle of Remladar to the Isle of the Demon Lord. The Rain Staff was entrusted to someone who lives in the Rain Shrine west of the town of Cole, to the northeast. The Sunstone was left with someone in Tantagel Castle, in the basement by the pond. See? This way, for those who are new to Dragon Quest, who actually never played it, this kind of gives you an insight of where to look. After acquiring these 2 items, take them to the Holy Shrine south of Remladar, to the south corner of Leftguard. However, I have asked him to only help my descendants who show proof of my heritage. The proof of my heritage is my token, which I received from the goddess Rubis herself. It's in Dragon Warrior 3, look it up. I left my token with Rubis' attendant at a shrine south of Cantilon, surrounded by a poisonous swamp. Yes, because in Dragon Warrior 3, the place you got the Rain Staff from was in fact a shrine south of Cantilon, or aka Mercado. And it's ironic that that shrine is pretty much near where the token is found in this game. Along with those 3 items, I've entrusted my equipment to guardians as well. My sword was left with a sage who lives north of Cantilon in a desert maze. Yes, because I moved the sword, because I've added new equipment. Instead of the silver shield being the best shield in the game, now I've added an Oryx Shield. So his shield is actually the most powerful in the game. And I hid that somewhere. You'll find out here in a bit. I've also added helmets into the game. 4 of them. Leather hat, wooden hat, iron helmet, and Erdrick's helmet. And I hid the Erdrick's helmet where the sword used to be, in Dragon Lord's castle. And as for the shield is guarded by a boss, and so is the sword. As he says there, my sword is left with a sage who lives north of Cantilon in the desert maze. My armor was entrusted to a blacksmith in Hawksness. Anyone who's familiar with Dragon Quest I knows what that's referring to. I left my helmet in the Dragon Lord's castle where my father Ortega met his end. Once again, that actually happened. Ortega died in Zoma's castle. Mind you, that, yes, at some point in Dragon Warrior 3, you do acquire Ortega's helm and it protects you from status effects. There's no guarantee, however, that Ortega's helm became what's known as Erdrick's helm, because the design is completely different if you look at the artwork for it. So it's not the same thing, but it's like, hey, my dad died here, he gave me his helmet, I'm going to leave mine. Well, it's kind of insinuating that. As for my shield, I left it where I found it, deeper into this cave, where I asked a powerful knight to guard it. Because the hero shield from Dragon Warrior 3 was found in Nailmark, aka Erdrick's Cave, which is what this is now. And yes, that means the cave goes deeper. If you seek my shield in this cave, return to this tablet with my token and hold it up to this tablet, and it will open a passage that leads deeper into this cave. The knight that guards it is extremely powerful. Remember that brains beats brawn when you face him. I hope this message I left for you will serve you and all of the Leftguard well. Good luck. Yeah, I do need to fix that corner of the tablet. It's not supposed to look like that. Oh well. So anyway, that's Erdrick's Cave for the time being. Yes, I've expanded it along with adding a new dungeon, which is the Desert Maze. It's officially called the Sandy Maze. And I hit north of Cantillon in the Desert Maze. Because I thought that potential area in the overworld kind of went to waste. Let's see, let me squirm my way out of here. Nope, that's not the way. Good thing for no encounters. No, at least not while I was in there. And I'm here at Geringham. Now, another thing I added was every major town, such as the ones you can warp to, now all have a vault that you can access. Welcome to our storage vault where we keep your gold safe. Because the item storage, or I should say, since your inventory is not limited like in the original, you can hold as many items as you want. So there's no restriction there. You know, I always thought that was stupid. Restricting herbs to 6, keys to 6, and just only having 10 items, 5 of them being equipment. I was just like, fuck that. So now the only thing you need to store is gold, because if you get your ass handed to you, you lose half your gold. Also, in the original games, they had this stupid minimum requirement that you had to deposit increments of 1,000, which means if you didn't have at least 1,000 gold you want stored, the whole thing was useless to you. In my game, you can store as little as you fucking want. Oh, look at that, 1 gold. We're now storing 1 of your gold. It will be saved with us. Thank you for using our services. Please come again. Yep, so if I ever lose half my gold, it will be half of what I have now, minus the 1 in the storage. But of course I want it back. The only thing I need to do now is include a variable window that shows how much you're actually storing, should you ever forget how much is in there. Because if you ask for too much... Oh, that's a deposit. Whoops. Okay, so now they're storing 3 of my gold. Let's see, withdrawal. So I'm storing 3. Let's say you get greedy and ask for 5. I'm sorry, but you don't have that much stored here. Please enter the amount you wish to withdraw. So yeah, you can't ask for more than what's stored in there. However, it doesn't show you how much you have in there. That's the problem. So I need to work on that. But so yeah, that's functioning. The dragon scale I mentioned in my last video is more expensive. And that's because I amped it up. It gives you 10 defense instead of 5, and it also resists against fire magic and breath attacks. Let's see. So I'm not going to buy anything there. Check out some of these items. And you'll notice I can afford a leather hat for 2 defense. That should help. Oh, he got a sneak attack on me. Boo-hoo. Yay! Level 2. Now, it doesn't tell you how much your stats go up. Something I might see if I can work on or something. But then again, the amount of stats you gain is static, meaning it's the exact same amount over and over, which I believe is, if I remember, I believe hit points and MP go up by about 7 each. Attack and agility increase by 4, and your guard rate increases by 2. However, as you can plainly see, there are certain stats by default that just don't need to exist. That would be magic attack, magic defense, and luck. They have no real bearing in the original game. Instead, what you have is you have 3 core stats. strength, guard, and agility. And strength and guard act as the base for your attack and defense. Your attack and defense literally were your strength and guard stats respectively, plus equipment added to them. And so until I'm able to come up with custom stats, it's just going to look like that. Hey, look, a Draki. Yeah, you notice the damage output doesn't vary as much, which is kind of weird. I need to get to level 3 so I can learn heal. No, looks like the leather hat's helping. Oh, right. I was supposed to originally save up for a copper sword. That's what I was originally wanting to go for. Whoops. But I might as well build up to the next closest affordable thing. A good thing I got the upper hand. However, I did make ghosts a bit harder in this game, too. They have a higher evade rate due to the fact that they're, ghosts, incorporeal bodies. So it makes sense to give them a little extra evasion. Particularly, ghosts have a 15% evasion, poltergeists have a 20% evasion, and specters have a 25% evasion. Basically on par with a Shadow Knight. Let's see, I'm getting crippled, and I have no... Yeah, I don't have any herbs, do I? You'll never take me alive! Let's see, I still can't really afford much. But herbs might be a smart way to go. I need only 2. Another thing I should mention also is that, unlike the original Dragon Warrior game where you had to go to the king to find out how much experience you need to level up and to save, well, benefit of this version is you can save whenever the hell you want. That's a convenience that should never be taken away from you. And second of all, you only need to look at your status and find out how much experience you need to level up. Which in this case, I just need 10 more. It's red! Kill it with fire! 2 experience, or what, 8 left? Yep. Hopefully a ghost or something will come along. Or a Draki. Maybe a few of them. Three experience, that puts at 5. This should do it. Oh boy, he's being evasive now. 3 consecutive misses. That's not good. Off by 1. I'm all trying to sneak off the coal. And not with this guy. Really? This is how it ends? Asshole. Yep. And I'm dead. Son of a bitch. Really? You're fucking with me. Well, it seems a certain Game Over plugin is not working the way it's supposed to. That is fucking retarded. Yeah, you're not helping. Ass. I don't want to hear about Dragon Bone bullshit. Something's not working. So much stupid crap. Not a goddamn useful thing whatsoever. No explanation for why it's not doing nothing. I'm assuming it's some sort of fixed fucking loop of crap. So I had no other choice but to close it. Well, that did not end so good. Somebody fucked up. It's right fucking there. I don't see what the problem is. Change what happens when party member dies or game over. It's called Game Over Common Event ID. The ID of the common event to run after or instead of the game over scene. Leave blank for default game over. Well, it's set to 1. And of course you go back here and you'll find, yeah, common event number 1. It's not like I fucking misnumbered it and shit. I don't see what the fucking problem is. It's just one of those things that fucking... It's like the damn engine just mocks my ass. Whether to show scene game over. If false, only a brief fade to black. Yeah, brief my motherfucking ass. There ain't nothing brief about it. It was locked into it. Methinks your plugin is flawed. Blah, blah, blah. Processing shows a game over screen. After player sees screen, presses any key. Game exits to the title screen. If show game over scene is set to false, control will technically flow to scene game over. But the player will only notice a brief fade to black before the next scene loads. Whether or not the game over screen shows which scene is next depends on whether the game over common event is set and what it's set to. Assigning a game over common event makes gameplay continue after the party loses. Instead of RPG Maker's default behavior, blah, 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 blah. Open the database, In the context common event, the game designer can customize what happens, blah, 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 blah. Important, when control flows to the game over common event, the screen will start blacked out. This gives the event time to handle transfers and other processing before showing the player the screen. Once those things are ready, remember to fade in. So you probably think like, hey, that's where you fucked up. And I'd be like, no, it's not. You see that? Fade in screen. It basically takes, it makes a variable called half your gold and make it equal to your current gold, minus what's in the vault. Then it takes that number and divides it by 2, hence half your gold. Then it takes half your gold. Then it fully recovers you, transfers you to the throne room, So the king can chew you the fuck out for losing. Fade in the fucking screen. Not fade out, fade in. And then he fucking says 2 lines of shit to you, whatever, 2 text boxes, and then you're on your way. I don't see what the problem is. He even says fade in the fucking screen. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't see what your problem is. Yeah, it won't let me edit it either. Fade out, fade in. Fades in the entire screen. Tint screen, flash screen, shake screen, whether that, no, none of that matters. So it never faded in. That was the problem. See, folks, this is one of the reasons why I took a hiatus from RPG Maker. I mean, I love the RPG Maker series for what it's supposed to do. But MV, I have to admit, it's a piece of shit. I mean, they nerfed the max map size. Fucking, they went mobile when mobile can't handle a processing engine like fucking RPG Maker. I'm sorry, but it was just the dumbest thing they could have ever done. They should have just expanded on making desktop PC versions and just fix the fucking crap out of it, because they're so goddamn lazy about making a new one. They focus on the wrong shit instead of what should have been fixed. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I have it set to off or anything. What's the fucking problem? The ID number is proper. It's not supposed to say game over. It's supposed to just immediately go to common event number 1, which I set it up right. I told it to fade in. What the fuck? Fucking A. There's only one way to find out whether I fixed it or not. Not that there's anything to fix. Stupid fucking game. Well, if this keeps up, I might just take a hiatus from this project and go back to my Super Mario Bros. X stuff. I mean, good God, man. It's fucking retarded. In fact, it's so retarded, I think I'm changing my name. Yeah, whatever. Basically, the idea is to go get myself killed and see if it processes better. Jeez, even the game's playing speed's a little bit off. Like, it's a bit laggy. I wonder if it's because I'm recording it. Let's wander off where I can easily get killed. It's so funny just having my name set to that. No censorship bullshit like they did in the Game Boy Color games. You can't enter that name. No, it's forbidden. Oh no, he's killing me. Whatever shall I do? Oh noes. I died. Wah. Wah. Fade to black. Do not fade back. Bastard. No, you go away. No one likes you. You're stupid. Seriously, where's those fucking debug controls at? one of these function keys is supposed to make a debug thing of where it shows you all the switches and variables and shit. But it's not even fucking working. Hey, look, it restarted itself. I don't fucking care anymore. Wow, what a piece of fucking shit. Well, whatever. Clearly, it's a failure of the plugin, so get the fuck out of here. Well, I'm just gonna have to use somebody else's plugin. Yippee-ki-yay. Yep, not too happy about that. And just to show my resentment for how fucking stupid that was, go to JavaScripts, plugins. There you go. Kiss my fucking ass. Piece of shit. Well, whatever. Oh yeah, get rid of this one too. This one's a piece of crap. And with that, this video is pretty much done. So I showed off my project, and I guess the game over function doesn't work right. Yay, fucking another problem I have to deal with. Game development. It's only fun when you're actually making progress. But when it comes to fucking hurdles like this and shit, it takes the fun right out of it. Well, that's the business for you. And, ironically enough, I have Super Mario Bros. X, which I'm working on too. Which I will be doing in the next video here pretty soon. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and at least you got to see what I was working on. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to maybe seeing me release this publicly. It hopefully shouldn't take too long. It's just, technical stuff and whatnot. Plus, I have to do all the NPC stuff and that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be recording here one of my levels for my Super Mario Bros. X project, Legacy of the Stars. The level I'll be showing off is one of the first ones I ever made. And I wasn't able to fully finish it until I started working on this episode, which is called Battle Tower. It's basically you get into 6 different fights climbing up a tower. The tower splits off into 3 divisions. I'll go ahead and show it off in the next video here. So anyway, this is Anime Brian signing off.